की। प्रेम से बोलो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की। वृंदावन मथुरा धाम की, मायापुर धाम की, नंद देवी तुलसी महारानी की, नंदमाई यमुनामाई की, श्री श्री गौरताई की, श्री कृष्ण बलराम की, श्री श्री राधा श्याम सुंदर की, श्री श्री गौरताई की। ओम प्रेमानंदी ओम वैष्णव ओम श्री ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, text 27 of chapter 31, canto 4. Narada's instruction to the Prajadas. Yo Narada Atma Vidyam Digamya Punarmahim Mukta Vibhadaya Putrebhya Aishwaram Samagat Padam. Yo Narada Atma Vidyam Digamya Punarmahim Mukta Vibhajya Putrebhya Aishwaram Samagat Padam. Yo Narada Atma Vidyam Digamya Punarmahim Mukta Vibhajya Putrebhya Aishwaram Samagat Padam. Translation to this verse. Although Maharaj Priyavrat received instructions from the great sage Narada, he still engaged in ruling the earth. After fully enjoying material possessions, he divided his property among his sons. He then attained a position by which he could return home back to Godhead. There is no purport on this sloka, so we read the next verse and the purport. Imam tu goshara vino varnitam Shritadisham yajitavada satkhatam Pravadha bhavo sukara Vakulo Manir Adhara Modana Karanam De Hari. And the meaning of that verse is, my dear king, in this way, after hearing the transcendental message of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and his devotees from the great sage Maitreya, Vidura was overwhelmed with ecstasy, with tears in his eyes. He immediately fell down at the lotus feet of his Guru, his spiritual master. He then fixed the Supreme Personality of Godhead within the core of his heart, performed by His Divine Srila Prabhupada. This is a sign of associating with great devotees. A devotee takes instructions from the liberated souls and is thus overwhelmed by ecstasy from transcendental pleasure. As stated by Prahlad Maharaj, Naisam Madistavam Murukrama Griham Sprashtya Nagrahagamo Yad Arthaha Mahiyasam Vadarjo Vishekam Nishkinjanam Navinnitaya. Bhagavatam 7:5-32. One cannot become a perfect devotee of the Lord without having touched the lotus feet of another great devotee. One who has nothing to do with this material world is called Nishkinjana. The process of self-realization and the path home back to Godhead means surrendering to a bona fide spiritual master and taking the dust of his lotus feet on one's head. Thus one advances on the path of transcendental realization. Vidura had this relationship with Maitreya and he attained the same result. Om Jnanatimilantasya Jnanandana Salakaya Chakshun Vidam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. So here Narad Muni is finishing up his instructions to Prachetas. Prachetas, they have done lot of austerity, lot of tapa, and they had the darshan of Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu, both. But still, why Narad Muni has to come back again and give instruction? Because Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna wants to prove that more than me, my devotees are important for you to advance in devotional service. It's right here, it's proving. Again, Narad Muni has to come and give instruction. In Bhagavad Gita, the 9th chapter, 32 verse says, Mam hi partavya pasvitya yepi suyo papayoniya striyo vaisya tatha shudra devi yanti paramgati. O son of Pritha, those who take shelter in me, though they be of lower birth, a woman, a Vaishya, Shudra, or any caste, but they attain the supreme destination through my devotees. So Krishna himself is giving these instructions that you need to take a shelter of my pure devotee to come to me. Anyatva evam ajananda srutva nebhyo upasate tepi chaitanye evam mrityum shruti parayana. There are several types of worship we do, several types of upasana we do to attain the Supreme. But all the worship doesn't give the same result as we go through a pure devotee shelter approach. And same way also, when we take a shelter of a pure devotee and we make offense, it also goes in a reverse gear. So So there is a progress as well as there is a fall down. So how to balance? That's very important. I'll give an example by the Rupa Goswami. Rupa Goswami Path used to go to Yamuna every day morning, take bath, then he does his worship and writing his books and associating with devotees and all the dham seva. So every day when he goes, he see a lot of other sadhus and they also pay obeisance to him and he also pay obeisance to him. And they have very good Vaishnava culture those days because there was no much pollution in Vrindavan. Now the Vrindavan is very polluted. You see more karmis than the devotees. Of course, whoever has license to come to Vrindavan, they all are devotees. But it was not that crowded. There was only few sadhus and they knew what is Vaishnava etiquette and they used to respect each other. So one day, Rupa Goswami was going on the bank of Yamuna, and you know Rupa Goswami always see the pastimes of Lord Krishna. Radha Krishna Nitya Leela was always in his heart. The movie was playing, he always watched and he was always meditating. So in that meditation, he was walking in front of one sadhu, and the sadhu, out of respect, paid obeisance, and Rupa Goswami could not see because he was seeing Krishna. So the sadhu said, Rupa Goswami got so puffed up. So that moment, the movie stopped. He couldn't see anymore Nitya Leela. He couldn't see the Krishna Leela pastime inside his heart. So Rupa Goswami went, took bath in the Yamuna, went back to Radha Govindji temple. That time, the Radha Madan Mohan temple was not constructed because Sanatana Goswami first came and Rupa and Sanatana built the Radha Govindji Mandir first. So they were staying in Radha Govind Mandir and asked his elder brother Sanatana Goswami, Ki, I could not see anymore the pastimes of Krishna. What happened? So Sanatana Goswami said, right away, you offended somebody. So what is the remedy? How can he get the medicine, recovery from the offense I have done? So Sanatana Goswami said, there's only one upadhi, there's only one process to recover from that. You treat them back. You invite them for a nice bandara. Always they call bandara means invite them for lunch or breakfast. So then Rupa Goswami went to the Yamuna banks and Vrindavan, as I told you, there was not much crowded devotees. There was only few devotees. He invited all the sadhus. And this one sadhu did not come for the lunch program. For the prasadam, he did not come. So Rupa Goswami went back to the Yamuna and he was laying down. He was like a crazy little small sadhu. Nobody recognized him too much. But he was important sadhu for Rupa Goswami. So Rupa Goswami went and requested him, I invited you for the prasadam and you did not show up. So what is the offense I made? Please forgive me. And they apologized to each other and Rupa Goswami hugged him. And from that moment his vision came back. He can see the pastimes of Krishna. So one should learn from the pure servant of the Lord how to avoid these offenses. The knowledge is there, the knowledge is given by the Supreme Lord, but you have to be fortunate enough to take the shelter of that pure devotee and hear from the self-realized devotees and walk on their footsteps. Gradually, then you will elevate a position of you yourself become a pure devotee. That's guaranteed in the Shastras. And that is the only appropriate way. Jnanam tat edat amalam daupayatam narayano narasaka akila narayana narada ekaditam bhagavatascha akinchanam padarabindam rajaskulam dehinam sat. This is the instruction by Prahlad Maharaj. The Supreme Lord Narayan He is a well-wisher and a friend of all living entity. And He has the full transcendental knowledge that He can give you, but we have to accept it. Such knowledge is very extremely difficult to understand without the mercy of a saintly person. Narad Muni, if you are attached to the disciplic succession of the Narad Muni, then you get this instruction from Narad Muni. So this whole instruction given by Narad Muni to Prachetas is not for Prachetas because they already had darshan of Vishnu and Lord Shiva, and still they have to get this again now. It's for us, these instructions. This transcendental knowledge is given to us by Narad Muni because we are on this disciplic succession, and it's very confidential knowledge. That's what Shastra says. Maya Saktamana Partha. How you can get attached, asakt, unto me, to Krishna. That here Narad Muni teaches you. How? By Madashraya. We become dependent upon me. We don't depend upon Krishna, we become independent of Krishna. Then we don't get that transcendental knowledge from Krishna. In Tatusandar, Jyogul Swami says, Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sadhya Kabu Nahi. Nitya Siddha means a pure devotee. That pure devotee Nitya Siddha has Krishna Prema. Shravanadi Shuddha Chitta Kare Udaya. Shravanadi. From that pure devotee, when you hear, your heart becomes purified. Without purification of your heart, by the instruction of a pure devotee, you can never advance in spiritual life. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema. And what is the next step? You get Krishna Prema. That's our final goal. And the pure love of Krishna is eternally established in you. Once you get it, that pure love is eternally established. But you have to start getting the sprouting of that Krishna Prema by hearing properly the instruction of the spiritual master. Srila Prabhupada has given a very unique, our easy formula of instruction. There's no other Acharya has given so easily. If you go back to all the Acharyas up to Narad Muni, it's very, very difficult instruction. He even reduced from 64 rounds to 16 rounds. He said, if you are distributing my books only, you can get liberated. He said, even if you just take prasad and dance, you will be liberated. A very instant Prabhupada quoted, very related to very simple action in devotional service. And it's not that difficult in Kali Yuga to perform. So, the Shravanadi Shuddha Chitta Kare, to purify our heart from hearing that instruction from a pure devotee and applying in our life, that is the transformation potency of the chanting of pure holy name. So we have to transform our daily devotional mood into a pure acceptance of holy name. Then you develop Vasudeva Katha Ruchi. You have to develop some taste to the pastimes of the Lord Vasudeva. So when you develop that taste, you develop a sambandha. Without sambandha, without a relation, just like in the material world, if you have a small baby, right, and the mother is traveling to New York, and the baby is in Vrindavan, do you think that mother missed that baby? No. Even while calling from New York on the hotel room or from the temple, Brahmacharya ashram, if she calls, she can see the picture of that baby right in front of her phone or her room, right in that far distance. How? Shri Shri Gaudita Hai Ki, Shri Shri Krishna Balaram Ki, Shri Shri Radha Shyam Sundar Ki. The sambandha, the relation is established, even it's a material relation, for that baby and the mother relation is very very transparent that they can see 24 hours. And same way, that material relation, if you transform into a spiritual relation, the sambandha, abhidaya, prayojana. Rupa Goswami talks about the more prayojan in the Tatu Sandarbha, out of his 6 Sandarbha. Prayojana process, we have to reach, then the yasyam happens. Yasyam means to attain the blessings of the pure devotee. Yasya prasado, bhagavad prasado, yasya prasadan, nagadi kutopi. No other way. Nagadi. Gadi means no other direction for you. For a spiritual life, to advance the Krishna prema, there is no other direction for you. Nagadi kutopi. In other way. This is the only one direction as given by the acharyas. But what is blocking us? In Vishnu, Dharmata says, Abhichedasu and Durachara. There are 2 things very important stumbling block for a devotee. The misdeeds. It comes 2 ways. First we meditate. Second we acharan. We act on that meditation. First we meditate, oh, this temple doesn't give good prasadam. This temple management is not good. This devotee taught me like that way. This devotee chant loudly. I have disturbance. It's all in our mind. So when we create that meditation of negative impact in our brain, it comes in a form of action. So then that becomes a durachara. Achar means good deeds, durachar means bad deeds, which is not appropriate for a devotee. And when that action happens, which is against the Guru and Shastra, we always doesn't check ourselves, our actions, our thinkings according to the Guru's instruction and Shastric instruction. That's only one thing we have to do. Always check. Oh, I'm doing right. Bhagavad Gita says this, Bhagavatam says this, Chaitanya Charitamrita says this, Prabhupada Lilamrita says this. Of course, you have to read these books first. We only distribute books, but we don't read. Read that instructions of Srila Prabhupada. That's the only medicine you need to correct our thinking. When we correct our thinking and the proper action comes, then all the anarthas washed away. That's the only stumbling block you have to remove, Jiva Goswami says. And you develop a strong determination like Dhruva Maharaj. The result is very good. Very tremendous result you get. Just by 2 processes. The thinking of wrong things and acting that thinking in daily life. By removing that, Dhruva Maharaj is a small boy, 8 years old, right? But he got instruction from his mother. First he got instruction from his stepmother and he took it seriously. Oh, if you want to sit in your father's lap, you have to take birth from me. And he didn't take it as to, no, yeah, I want to take birth from your stomach. No problem, I compromise. Then he goes to his original mother and asks, the other mother told me this way. Is it possible? And the mother doesn't discourage. Say, yes, it is possible. And who can do that? Only the Supreme Lord. And where is that Lord? It's in the forest. And he doesn't scare of the forest. He's not scared of the things which he never seen in his life. Within that 8 years period, he never seen forest life. But he's ready. That determination made him to see Lord Vishnu. To see Narad Muni. So on the way when he was going to see Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna to the forest, by having faith in his mother, his first guru is his mother, that pure devotee, Suniti and Suruchi. Niti means the law, the principle in your life. Suniti was always following the principle, the devotional principle of Shastras in her life. Suruchi means ruchi, taste, enjoying material world. That was Suruchi, the stepmother. Even though she gave a wrong advice, Because Krishna was protecting the devotee, the wrong advice turned into a good advice. It turned into a blessing. And Dhruva Maharaj goes to the forest, and the Narad Muni comes and gives Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. You chant this mantra, you will get Krishna. And he has faith on that holy name. That faith in the holy name and faith in the Guru lead that 8 years old boy to see Krishna. You think we cannot do that process here? We all are much older than 8 years old, right? How many people are 8 years old sitting here? Nobody, right? So it's an easy process. Just follow the instruction of the advanced devotee, pure devotee, Nitya Siddha, Srila Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta Maharaj, Bhakti Vinod Thakur. All those books, all those instructions we follow and remove the stumbling block in our devotional life. In Uddhava Gita, Krishna again gives a nice instruction to Uddhava. Agasya bhakta anusangena iva padam surupam. Agasya bhakta. Bhakta means the devotee, pure devotee. If you associate with Angasya means getting more close association. Anga means like your right arm and left arm, if you detach, can they lift anything? That is the association means. Just like your arms are attached with you and it has energy to lift something, you have to associate with a pure devotee that much connected way. Then Anusangasya. Anusanga means following the footstep of that devotee who gave you instruction. Then what happened? You can see the Surupam. You can see the form of the Lord. This is the instruction of Krishna directly to the world. You want to see the form of the Lord, follow the footsteps of a pure devotee. So, again in the Tattva Sandarbha, Jiva Goswami gives a very nice instruction. Premanjana, when the pure devotee has love, the pure love, prema, bhakti inside, it's very difficult for him to give you unless you are reciprocating to that Guru's same level, same wavelength. So your decision is with the material desire, from your angle you see Guru, okay, I want to come to ISKCON to make a nice house in Vrindavan Dham. Okay? Or you want to get a flight to America or some other material desire you have. Sometimes Krishna fulfills that also. But it's not the same wavelength what the Guru, the pure devotee expect from you. Then you don't get the all result what that Prema Bhakti he has, which he wants to transpass to you. So, what is the difference between you and the associated pure devotee you are doing? In Sri Bhashya, Ramanujacharya says there are 3 types of ego works in human being. There are 3 types of ego. One is the ego in Susuptavastha. Even when you dream, your ego develops into a material motive way. And that ego develops in early morning, okay? Oh, I want to build a Krishna Balaram temple. And next day morning you take that dream and think, okay, I can put 100 devotees dancing in front of Krishna Balaram temple. No, because the dreaming is not in an active mode. It was a dream in a sleeping mode. So that dream is not going to come in active because it has no life. It's a susupta avastha. It's a dead dream. It has no action when you wake up in the morning. So that is also called an ego according to Ramanujacharya in the Sri Bhashya. The Vedanta Sutra says the ego then goes on all day, even though there is no dream, it dreams during the day that, okay, I am better than the other person. And I have this ambition which creates him to go in the wrong direction, saying that, no, I can achieve these things. Tomorrow I'm going to be the president, I'm going to beat down President Obama. There is a dream for some material people like that. So that blocks your relation of that pure connection to get Krishna Prem, which the spiritual master, the pure devotee wants to give to you. That's the only thing that blocks you. Sadhu Sangha Bala Gatva Trishte Jiva Lochana Sarvasoko Vilayate Na Satye Dikkasa Kavachit. Sadhu Sangha Balat. Balat means the force. Sadhu Sangha has a force, an energy. Gatva means giving to you. Drishte, but it's not visible. You cannot see that force. It's very dormant stage. You can never see. When you come and take some prasad with devotees, take some tulsi from the lotus feet of Krishna and associate with the devotee, or chanting the holy name together with the devotee, you never see that force, sadhu sangha bala, the force coming from deities or devotees. Why? Why you cannot see that? Because sarva soko viliyade. That's lotus-eyed Lord, that Krishna's Kamala Nayan, the lotus-eyed power, always looking at the Jiva. The Jiva has a relation because we have minute quality, that is our Siddhant. We have a minute quality. When we really connect with that supreme quality, the whole ocean, when the water, the glass of water, when we put back into the ocean, it really merged with that ocean. It doesn't separate from the ocean in the form of it was originally in the glass. That is our Siddhanta. So, na karma jnana vairagya prekshate. Not because of your action, karma, or the fruitive action. There are several karmas, you know, the Bhagavad Gita 4th chapter, 5th chapter, and 6th chapter explains that, read that. But all these karmas, that's not going to help you. The jnana, all your knowledge is not going to help you. And the vairagya, all the renunciation you perform is not going to help you. Unless and until you have the mercy of that Nitya Siddha. So even if you are thinking, I am doing big Chaturmasya, I am growing my beard, I fast all day, I eat only fruits. But if you don't have blessings of Srila Prabhupada, and if you don't have blessings of all the Acharyas, you are not advancing the way you are supposed to advance. You need that mercy of the pure devotee to get the pure Krishna praying. Chaitanya Charitamrita gives a very nice example. Bhakta Vatsala Kritagnya Samartha Vaidanya Kena Krishna Chari Pandita Nahi Bade Anya. Chari means after living, you know. Chari Pandita Kena Krishna. You don't leave Krishna and worship separately other than the instruction given by a pure devotee. Because Bhakta Vatsala, the pure devotee is always very kind to you. It's better to associate with a mother who wants to give you milk than you go to a shop and buy a milk from a shopkeeper who doesn't have a love for you. Right? You agree with that? If you get good milk with little love from your mother, it's better than buying a milk from a commercial shop. So this relation we have with Krishna, Bhakta Vatsala and Samartha, because the Guru, the spiritual master, the pure devotee, Nitya Siddha is always Samartha. Samartha means they are intelligent and smart. They know what you want and what you are qualified for. He knows. And he will give that prescription. But we have to take whatever the way that pure devotee gave to you. Then, what is the result? You can worship Krishna without any problem. This is Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu direct gives instruction. Kone baake karo samsare Shayon Muga Hoy, Sadhu Sange Tabe Krishna Riti Upai. Krishna Riti means the attachment, the loving devotional attachment to Krishna only sprouts in your heart if you have some fortune to associate with that Nitya. By good fortune, one becomes eligible to come across the mercy, the ocean of mercy of a pure devotee. But how we use that opportunity of that association, how we use that, it is already written that there are 3 types of luck, the bhagya, the fortune you have. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says very clearly on this purport. Bhakti Unmukhi Sukruti, the first one. And the second one is Bhogonmukhi Sukruti. And third one is Mokshonmukhi Sukruti. The first one is Bhakti. Bhakti, everybody know, devotion. The association which can create in your heart, Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilotanena, Sandha Sadaiva Hridayeshu Vilokayanti. In your heart, if you can create, it can develop, if it can sprout the pure prema, love of Krishna, that association is called Bhaktya Unmukhi Sukruti. It is a Sukruti. It's a bank balance for you. It's never perished. Okay? And the second one is that Bhoga Unmukhi. By attaching to a spiritual person, you also get the Aishwarya of Krishna to you. It's a custom in India. So many rich people, they have a pet dog, a guru, to get blessings, to develop their industry, develop their good fortune. And it happens, they are also benefited. But it's not an eternal, blissful connection to Krishna. It perishes after you finish this life. But what we need is an eternal connection, eternal devotional, loving relation with Krishna. That is this third one, which is Mokshonmukhi Sukruti. That bank balance will take you to the next life in a better way. That comes from so many different activities. It starts with a pious activity, and that is a good fortune you have to start a pious activities, donating for temple. Just like we have the book distribution marathon going on. So we came up with a system, somebody can sponsor the Gita, 100 Gita, 50 Gita. And yesterday was the first day, and the devotees, they were so enthused, they distributed like 500 Gitas first day the marathon. So that's also some pious activities they are doing in the Vrindavan Dham. It will help them. But the second level they have to go, which is taking the Krishna prem within them, so that bestowing material opulence, putting on the other side, coming with little vairagya, willingly or unwillingly, you will advance in devotional life. And thus one's dormant Krishna consciousness is awakened. Sadhu Sangha Nama Kirtana, Bhagavata Shravana, Mathura Vasa, Sri Murti Shraddhaya Sevana. These are the 5 important steps Chaitanya Mahaprabhu directly gives us. For us, this instruction is there. Sakala sadhana shreshta ek panchanga, 5 types of devotional process. Krishna prema janmaye. Janmaya means it takes birth in you. The Krishna prema. If you do these 5 pancha, alpa sangha. It's a small little process of association of devotees. Doing this, the first process is sadhu sangha, associating with devotees, and having faith in the holy name, and chanting the holy name in the holy dham, and hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam, and Mathura Vas, living in the holy place like Mathura, Vrindavan, Mayapur, Jagannath Puri, and Sri Murti Shraddheya Seva. Not just doing the seva, service, Shraddheya Seva, doing the deity worship with faith. This is the 5 limbs of devotional service. for best of all the devotees. So we saw from the beginning what is the benefit of associating with the instruction of a pure devotee by the instruction given by Narad Muni to Machetas. And I put it in a nice way by all the acharyas and all the instructions from different scriptures. There's one more nice instruction by Villamangal Thakur. He has given in Krishna Katnamrit. This is very important for any small devotees. Premadhan Chame, Kamadhan Chame, Vandanam Chame, Vaibhavam Chame, Jivanam Chame, Jividam Chame, Devadam Chame, Devana Aparam Chame. O performer of Rasa Leela, you are my object of surrender. Who is that? Lord Krishna, Krishna Balaram, the Govinda. That is the object of our surrender. Nothing else is. You alone gives me prema. Only Krishna can give you the prema because he is the source of the love, the Krishna prema. You alone give conjugal prema. You only can give the Radha Krishna prema. You alone give its teaching. Krishna has a teaching. He has a scripture. He has given the instruction. Like Uddhava Gita, Bhagavad Gita, Venu Gita. Like so many instructions Krishna has given. That is the teachings. I can take shelter. You alone are my wealth. The only treasure we have is Krishna. Nothing else. You alone are the cause of my life. If I exist for you. No other purpose for my existence. You alone are my life. My life, the whole thing I surrender to you because I want Krishna. So, this attaining of Krishna consciousness is a simple process. As Prabhupada said, follow the instruction of the Guru and Shastra. So, having tasted on all these instructions of the teachings of Acharyas and the Shastras will help you to develop the Krishna Prema. And don't neglect that part. And that is the only teachings from this class we can take today. Now we will go one more important occasion today is the disappearance day of Sarang Thakur. Sarang Thakur is very important part of Gauranga Leela. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very good associates. Sarang Thakur was Gopi in the Krishna Leela also, and the Gauranga Leela he became as Sarang Thakur. And in the Chaitanya Charitamrita it also says Saranga Dhara, Saranga Bani, means the flow of the love from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Sarang Thakur was very good associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And there was a bakula tree in the Madan Gopal temple where he was worshipping that Radha Gopinath temple. And it was so dried when once Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited his place. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked why this tree is so dried. So Sarang Thakur told, only you have the most mercy in the whole universe. If you give some mercy, this tree can become alive. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu hugs and touches the tree and holds the tree with all the love he gave to the tree, and the tree became alive. And even now, it's one of the very big trunk tree alive in Navadip. It's like 30 kilometers away from Navadip, the Radha Gopinath temple. And Sarang Thakur also was very renounced devotee, and he never wants to accept anybody as his disciple. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu keeps saying, Sarang, you make some disciple and expand my preaching. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, no, I'm not qualified for that. So One day, after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu keep forcing him, he decided next day morning, if the person I see first, I will make him as my disciple. So he went to Ganga to take bath. So next to him it was a dead body flowing. So that boy, he was sitting in the Brahman initiation. In the Brahman community there is a custom. When they reach the age 8, they get the Brahman thread, and it's a big ceremony. So when he was sitting for the Brahman ceremony on his asan, the snake come and bite the boy, and the baby boy dies. So if the boy is underage, minor, there's also one custom in Brahman or mostly Indian remote village, they don't burn the body, they just flow on the river. Jal Samadhi is called. Also the sannyasi, sometimes some sannyasi parampara, they don't burn, they do Jal Samadhi. So they throw the body on Ganga, and it came to the lotus feet of Sarang Thakur. Sarang Thakur picked up and looked, this is a dead body, this is going to be my first disciple. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was watching from the behind, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Sarang, say Hare Krishna mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, to his ear. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was personally giving the energy to Sarang to speak on the ear, and the boy became alive. The dead body became alive body. So Hare Krishna Mahamantra has that much power. We don't have that kind of power when we chant, right? We kill the people instead of making them alive. So this boy, when he became alive, he went to Sarang Thakur and became the best disciple. Because once the parents came to know the boy is alive, they came to pick him back to his house. The boy said, no, I don't want to go with you. You are my parents, gave me birth, but I got birth again by this sadhu. And now he is my new father, I will stay with him. So that much pure devotee was Sarang Thakur. Then he made one more disciple called Murari. He is also associate of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There's not much pastimes on Sarang Thakur Prabhu in any Acharya Sampradaya, because he was not that devotee who was needed in name and fame. So he didn't do much PR, I think. So he was very humble devotee. But his disappearance was on the 13th day of the fortnight of the month. It's called the 4 days after the Ekadashi. Just one day before Prabhu. Like today, Deembandhu Prabhu announced, it's very auspicious day today. So it is the auspicious day of disappearance for him. And he appeared on 14th day of the dark fortnight of the month Asar. And his incarnation from the gopis' life to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's associate was, his Leela to give partial avatar to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's preaching. And we should always pray today, Sarang Thakur Prabhu, to give the all mercy so that we can get more close to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and get Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy to attain Krishna Prem in our life. Hare Krishna. We can take few questions. Any questions? No? Yes, go ahead. Can you wait? There's mic coming.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Thank you for the wonderful class. Prabhu, you mentioned in the beginning of the class 3 types of ego. One was in the dream stage, and what are the other 2?
Oh, during the day there is Tamogun and Tamogun is sleeping, Rajogun and Satogun. Early morning, when you get up, you chant your holy name and have the association in your goodness. That is the Satogun. So that time, the same dream, at night you transform into action, but that ego is little mode of goodness. Like you dream in the night, oh, I want to build another Krishna Balaram temple, which is good. But then we have another ego by end of the day, evening. Oh, all day I watch in the temple. Prabhupada has so many disciples. I also want that much disciple. In my temple, I also have 1,000 disciples. So it transforms into a more mode of passionate ego. So the first dream was not existing in the dream, and the morning it sprouts as a little good one. But then you add into a bad part of that by end of the day. So you know that the day has three parts, right? Mode of goodness, mode of passion, and mode of ignorance. So the dreams, all three dreams are that kind of three different types of modes: mode of goodness, mode of ignorance, and mode of passion. But because we are not the enjoyer, Ramanujacharya says, we are not the knower, we are not the doer. We think we know, but we don't know. We are not the knower. And we are not the doer also. We think we can do this according to the dream. That's ego tells you. But the ego can be crushed by pure surrender to the spiritual master or a pure Nitya Siddha's instruction. But we don't crash. We are always having more weight to the dream, the ego, than the instruction of the pure devotee. Right? Do you agree? If you have the bad thing more, if you have the poison more in the milk, and your milk is little bit, then it really affects you. Right? So same way, the knower and the doer are not you, and you don't possess the power of enjoying the happiness also. And how can you have the quality of the enjoyer? It's a very deep Siddhant. And Shankaracharya also commented on this, and Baldev Vidyabhushan also commented on this same Shastra. And all three Vedanta Sutras say same thing. Because you are not the knower, because you are not the doer, your ego has no value. It cannot create a form. It's only a dream. Even in any stage, in the mode of goodness, mode of ignorance, or mode of passion. But we think we can do, and we never get it done, and we take another birth and come back again and suffer again. But it's better to surrender and eradicate that ego and surrender to a pure devotee and start in a zero way. Not really. Our dream is only what Krishna's instruction. Our dream is only what Krishna's devotee's instruction. That's okay? That answer. Any other questions? Kandra Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.